So, how do we do that? Well, the skipping guy. Skipping. Jump rope training. Skip rope. Rope skipping. It has a number of names, but whatever you call it, it's a fantastic activity to combat exactly the issues we are talking about here. Physical and mental emotional risks for kids. There are other activities too. This one fits all the requirements and kids love it. Here's why. Skipping is hard. It's complex. It requires focus, concentration, determination. Hands, feet, head, arms, legs, torso, shoulders, hips, ankles, toes must all work together. And the complexity attracts the kids. Physical education and mental health studies have identified a critical component connecting good mental health and exercise. They call it cognitive dissonance. Cognitive just means thought. Dissonance means discord, disharmony, like white noise, like distorted. Cognitive dissonance that occurs in exercise is like putting your brain in a reset mode, like shutting down an electronic gadget, waiting 20 seconds for the memory to clear, then starting up again. Skipping, jump rope training, does all that in spades. Imagine doing a combination like you're watching on the screen right now. In doing something like that, the jumper is not thinking about anything at all except hands, feet, legs, jumping precision, balance, head, the rope and where and when it's turning, the jumping surface, and so on and so on. Cognitive dissonance. The kids don't think, oh good, there's a source of cognitive dissonance for me. I'd like to try that. They only think, wow, that looks amazing. That's crazy. That's impossible. That looks like fun. I gotta try that. And that is what happens. In our workshops, they all end up calling saying, hey, skipping guys, show me how to do that. So we break it down and we show them. And when we show them, they can't do it at first. They can't do this like you're watching at first. But it captures their attention. And eventually, when they get the tricks, starting with the very basic ones, and then moving up, when they land that trick the first time, when they land it, they say, I did it! A smile goes across their face, their eyes light up, and they say, I did it! Imagine what that feels like. Say it to yourself. Say, I did it. Think of something you've accomplished that was worthwhile. Think of the first time you did it, that you did something you've been trying to do. Think of it and say out loud, I did it. I did it. You can hardly say that without smiling. That's the target we shoot for at every jump rope workshop. We want every person in the gym to have an I did it experience. Why? Because that's the draw. That's what keeps them coming back. That's the attraction. That's the lure that will pull them away from some other sedentary pastime to a physically engaging activity. I did it experiences often lead to a very predictable next step. Shy or bold, it doesn't matter. It happens to many, many jump rope students. As soon as they shout, I did it, the next thing they say to whoever is nearby is, watch this, I can do it. Or something like that. Something else happens when they're working towards an I did it experience. They get a tremendous amount of exercise. There is significant exertion going on with the skipping rope. They're jumping and twisting and hopping and leaning and even falling and getting back up. They're not thinking about this great workout they're getting, I assure you that. They're thinking about the rope, about their hands, their feet, their timing, their balance, their legs, their toes, and where they're pointing. They're thinking about the task at hand, landing the trick now. But they get great exercise while they're trying. All they care is that it is fun. The exercise scientists are saying that this physical exertion is also great for our minds. During exercise, we feel good. We get our heart rate up, we warm up our bodies, our blood flows faster, and something of that affects our brain. Endorphins and other feel-good chemicals are released, and we feel good. We're all sweaty and we feel good. And scientists are also verifying that that feeling can last for several hours after exercise concludes. Is that what the kids are thinking as they're trying to land a new skipping trick? Certainly not. and they are not thinking about their body image, or if they are thin enough, or pretty enough, or muscular enough. They are just learning and wanting to improve and are excited and feel great about themselves when they do it. They land a trick and they say, "I did it. Me. The coach showed me how, and I did it. I can do it. I can, and I did. Watch this." Can you imagine how that contrasts with what goes on in a person's mind when they're depressed? What happens when they're depressed? What does a depressed person think? They think, "I can't. I couldn't. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I'm useless. I'm so stupid. Why should I even try? All I ever do is screw things up." I want to replace those thoughts with "I did it's" for every kid, and every adult for that matter. I want every kid at risk of developing depression to say as many times as possible, "I did it. I can do it." And there are many more benefits to this skipping thing. Aside from the fact that it gets them moving, aside from the fact that it is great exercise that they don't think of, aside from the fact that they're having a great time trying, usually successfully with some effort, to do something they may have never even seen or imagined before, aside from the tremendous lasting impact that an "I did it" experience provides for them, aside from all that, there are more benefits. For one thing, it is real. Real activities, learning by experience, is critical to success in any worthwhile venture. I remember sitting at a professional baseball game with a young man I called Rick. Whenever there was a runner on first base, Rick would say, "Why doesn't he steal second? He should steal second." After hearing him say it so many times, I asked what he meant. He explained that whenever he was playing baseball with his friend, all he had to do as soon as the windup for the pitch started was to just steal second. Just push the control button to the left and his guy would steal second. I was absolutely shocked to realize that this young man was so lost in the virtual world that he thought that his experience with a video game controller trumped the judgment of the professional athlete standing on first base in a real baseball game. Jump rope is really not a spectator sport. It can be, but mostly it is a participation activity. It is real. Our youth and children need more real in their lives. And there are more benefits. There's the teamwork, the camaraderie, the cooperation. Like double dutch or long rope, for example. That is crazy fun and gets the kids all squealing and lined up for their turn and jumping. Long rope does the same, pairs jumping does the same, and they must cooperate to do it. They have to work together, they must communicate verbally and silently. Remember the old saying, "Everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten"? Well, similar things could be said about a skipping rope. Everything I need to know I can learn from a skipping rope. Moving is fun. Learning new things makes me feel happy. Doing hard things makes me feel good about myself. Playing together is better than being alone. Doing things is better than watching things. Sharing works out better for everyone. And on and on and on. We wish we could take everyone into a jump rope workshop with us. You'd see the look on those kids' faces and realize what is really going on there. Almost every body type, almost all athletic abilities, all kinds of personalities, they all get a charge out of jump rope training. It is a fast, fun, and challenging activity. It is engaging, demanding physically and mentally. Its benefits are extensive, and the kids love it.